Namaskaram girls. Till now we have completed 3 chapters, that is Introduction to Microeconomics, Consumption Analysis and also Production Analysis. So many entrepreneurs are there, isn't it? Business people are there. What is the aim of the business people? What would be their aim? As a student, your aim is to get, your goal is to get good marks, isn't it? As a teacher, my aim is to make you to get good marks. The same way, what would be the aim of entrepreneurs or business people? Yes, they want to get profit. So the ultimate goal of the business people are getting more profit or else not loss, isn't it? Nobody wants to get loss. So a firm is started to get profit, isn't it? So how the firm's profit or loss is determined by? How can you say it is profit? He gets profits. He gets loss. How will you say that? If the cost of the production is more, if the revenue is less, that is loss. If the revenue is more, the cost, the expenses are less, it will be profit, isn't it? So, a firm's profit or losses determined by the cost and the revenue, isn't it? If the cost is more, revenue is less, that is loss. If cost is less, revenue is more, that is profit, isn't it? So, a firm's profit or loss is determined by the cost and revenue of the firm. So, the difference between the revenue and the cost is profit or loss. The total cost is more, total revenue is less, that is loss. The total cost is less, total revenue is more, that is profit. So, it is very important to decide the behavior of the firm, isn't it? And also its supply behavior in the market. How they are doing their supply, how they are making products, everything we have to analyze. So if you want to determine the profit or loss of a firm, it is need to study about the cost and revenue. So our topic is cost revenue analysis. Cost and revenue analysis. Let us see what is cost analysis. செலவுகள், செலவு மற்றும் வருமானம் பற்றிய பகுப்பாய்வு தான். We are going to study about the cost, expenses and also the revenue. So first let us see what is cost. செலவு, cost, expense. So the cost is refers to the total expenses incurred in the production of commodity. So the total expense. While we are producing a goods, what is the total cost? Cost means expense. So what was the total expense of the particular product? What is the expense of the particular product? How much the entrepreneur spend to produce a particular commodity or particular product? That is cost. And are studying about the study of the behavior of the cost, we have to study about the criteria, isn't it? What are the things determine the cost? Size of output, how much product we are producing, isn't it? That depend upon the cost is the expense, the total expenses depend upon the size of the product, how much we are producing, 100 numbers, 10 numbers, 1000 numbers, or the 10,000 lakh. So what is the quantity, size of output? Scale of production, that is large scale, middle scale, that you have studied in commerce, isn't it? Scale of production, whether it is a large scale industry or small scale industry or medium scale industries, already you have studied in commerce. 25,000 to 1 crore, 1 crore to 5 crore you have studied, isn't it? While we are studying about the business, the production, we studied the size of the production, large productivity, middle size, medium size or small size production. So the scale of production determines the total expense. And also prices of factors. Already we have studied about the 4 factors, isn't it? Land, labor, capital and entrepreneur. So we are paying the price for the factors. For the land we are paying rent. For the labor we are paying wage. For the capital we are giving interest. Entrepreneur will get profit or loss. So all the 3 prices of the factors. And also the economic variables. All the economic variables are the factors that determines the total expense or cost of a production. So the cost of the production is the functional relationship between the output and the cost. So what is cost of production? Cost of production is the functional relationship of cost and output. That is cost function. Here C refers to the cost, Q refers to the output. So the functional relationship between the output and the cost is called cost function. Do you understand, guys, what is cost function? Cost function is nothing but it talks about the functional relationship of cost and the output. How much we are producing at what cost. So based on the production, based on the output, the cost may differs. So the cost should be equal to the output. That should be equal to the production. If the production is more, the cost is also more. If the production is less, the cost is also less. So cost function is the functional relationship between the cost and the output. Do you understand? Now we are going to see the different types of costs. Cost concept. So in this topic, under this heading, we are going to see the different types of costs. First one is money cost. Which can be seen visibly, tangible. Money cost. That is, usually the production cost is expressed in the terms of money, isn't it? If you say how much you spend for this, how much amount you spend to produce this goods, we usually say the answer in the terms of money. I spend 10 rupees, I spend 20 rupees to produce this. I spend 100 rupees to produce a unit of this production. So while we talk about the cost of production, it can be expressed in the terms of money, isn't it? So the total money expenses incurred by a firm in producing a commodity. So in what are the areas you use money? While you buy raw materials, isn't it? We have to pay money. While you are paying, getting raw materials, You have to give out from your pocket, isn't it? While you pay the money, you will get the raw material. So, while we are purchasing the raw material and while you are paying for the labors, salaries, wages and rent, all these things we will give in the form of money, isn't it, girls? Interest, factor of production, price of the factor of production. In simple term, we can say the prices of the factor of production. So that means we can include all the four: wages, rent, interest and other things. And also fuel and power. While we, if we use the machineries, we need fuel, isn't it? Petrol or diesel, coal, whatever it may be. So we have to purchase that also. That is also the one of the raw material we used. And transportation. If we produce the goods, we have to send it to the market. Unless until we cannot earn money. So transportation. And also other types of expenses related to the cost. So other expenses. So these things, to purchase or to spend these things, we use money. So the amount which is spent for these things are called money cost. And the other name of money cost are prime cost, direct cost. There are so many names they have given. Nominal, mere money, accounting cost, money from out of pocket, cost, and also explicit cost. Implicit, explicit you will study, I will give you. வெளியீட்டு செலவுகள் அப்படின்னு சொல்லுவோம். So the other name of cost, money cost, are prime cost, direct cost, nominal cost, accounting cost, cost out of pocket, explicit cost, and suiting to context. These are the other names of money cost. So money is nothing but while we talk about the cost of production, we spend money to buy these things. So the nominal means in terms valued in money terms, that is money cost. So we spend money for these things. So the amount which is spent for these things are called money cost. And the second one is real cost. The real cost, it is intangible. It cannot be visible. It cannot be touched. That is real cost. For example, the effort I put to make you understand for a particular time. For example, I am working for 8 hours. For the 8 hours I am getting salary. The work or the effort which I give is valid in the terms of money. The effort I put to make you understand, isn't it? That is called real cost. It cannot be seen with the naked eye. Intangible. That is. So, the payment, as I said, I am working to make you understand. So, I am getting the salary. The salary which is equal to the effort. For example, nowadays, for COVID-19, so many doctors, nurse, volunteers, they are working. They are putting their effort much to compensate. So the payment is paid them as a salary to compensate the efforts, sacrifice they made, isn't it? Sometimes they Even now, today only I came to know that the doctors, they are working for throughout a week, 1 week or 10 days in the hospital, and 1 week they have to quarantine themselves, self quarantine themselves in the hospital, and only then they can go home. So altogether, almost among 30 days, 20 days they are spending in the hospital. Only 1 week or 10 days they are there with their family. So they are doing sacrifices. They are spending their life. For the sacrifice, we are paying amount, isn't it? That is called a real cost. Do you understand, girls? What is real cost? Not only for the efforts, sacrifices, and other things. And also, it also includes the landlords, the use of land, capitalists who save on industries, and workers in foregoing leisure, isn't it? As I said, the doctors, they are not spending leisurely, they are not sitting without doing any work. They are giving, giving up their leisure time, and they are working for the welfare of the people. So for the sacrifice, we are paying amount. That is called real cost. And explicit cost, already I told in the money cost. வெளியீட்டு செலவுகள், explicit cost. Cost from the out of pocket, paid out cost. That is also called as paid out cost. The amount which is spent out of our packets. So the payment made for the purchase for the factor of production, as I said, land, rent, wage, capital, interest, entrepreneur, profit or loss, we are paying the reward for the factor of production, isn't it? So the payment made for the factor of production is known as explicit cost. Payment made to the factor of production is called explicit cost. Sometimes the actual expenditure of the firm to purchase or hire or the inputs of the firm is also included this. So here also the explicit cost includes, as I said, wages, payment for the raw material, capital invested, whatever we studied in the money cost will also come here. And also included the license fee, depreciation, insurance charges. All these things comes under explicit cost. வெளியீட்டு செலவுகள், which is not included in the firm activity, or else which is not incurred or included in the factor of production. License for the registration, license, transportation and other things, advertisement. So it is also called as explicit cost. As we said, money cost, the other name of money cost is explicit cost. The other name of explicit cost is money cost. So both are same only. As we said, explicit out of cost, paid out. Implicit cost is incurred by the firm. உள்ளீட்டு செலவுகள், implicit cost, which is occurred or incurred inside the firm. That is implicit cost. That is payment made to the use of resources that firm already owns is known as implicit. That is the firm's self-owned or self-employed. For example, as I already said that in some businesses, the landlords, they didn't hire or purchase or work their factories in a rented land. It may be their own land. and the family members, they included in the production. In small scale industries we can see almost all the family members, they involve in the production. So they are self employed, isn't it? But they have to get an amount as a wage or payment salary. That is called implicit cost. Though they are working for their own, they are using their own land, building, machinery, and other factors in the process of production. It is not recorded in the accounting, isn't it? They never write it in the account. Rent is paid for me. I take. They never write. So it will not come into accounts. It is not included in the accounting purposes. And there is no cash payment takes place, isn't it? They didn't get any salary because that is their own business. That type of costs are called implicit. Though they are not taking anything as a rent or salary, it should be included, isn't it? However, they have to take some amount as salary for their other consumptions. So, the value of the own services imputed and considered for preparing the profit or loss. So, implicit cost is also called as imputed cost or book cost. That is, what do you mean by that? For the accounting purpose, sometimes they may write they have taken the salary 2000 for salary, they will write, but they never take 2000 rupees. Whenever they need, they will take the half 50 or 100 or something else. So only that will be written on the book of cost only. That is called implicit. இப்போ நம்மளே ஒரு வீட்டில் ஒரு கடை வச்சுருந்தோம்னு வைங்களேன்டா, மாதம் 5000 ரூபான்னு சேலரி எடுக்க மாட்டோம். இப்போ நம்மளுக்கு இன்றைக்கி வெளியில் போகிற ஒரு 1000 ரூபாய் தேவைன்னா 1000 ரூபாய் எடுத்துகிட்டு போகணும். இன்றைக்கி ஒரு கடை ஒரு புக்கு வாங்கணும், நோட்டு வாங்கணும், ஒரு 20 ரூபா 30 ரூபா வேணும்னா எடுத்துகிட்டு போங்க. ஒழிய 5000 ரூபான்னு நான் என் சேலரி எடுத்துக்கிட்டேன் அப்படின்னு எடுக்க மாட்டோம். பட் தட் இஸ் அன் எக்ஸ்பென்ஸ். அதுதான் implicit காஸ்ட், உள்ளீட்டு செலவுகள். யூ அண்டர்ஸ்டாண்ட்? And the next one is economic cost. Economic cost. What do you mean by economic cost? It refers to all the payments which is used for purchasing or hiring, வாடகைக்கு வாங்குறதோ சொந்தத்துக்கு வாங்குறதுக்கோ செலவு பண்ணுற எல்லா செலவுமே எக்கனாமிக் காஸ்ட். ஆல் த காஸ்ட், all the payments made to the resources owned or purchased in order to make the regular supply process of production. ரெகுலராக ப்ரொடக்ஷன்ஸ் ப்ரொடக்ஷன் ப்ராசஸ் போயிட்டே இருக்கணுங்கிறதுக்காக we used to purchase or hire. That is economic cost. Payment made for all the resources to make the production process, to ensure the regular supply of the process of production. In short method, it is the summation of explicit and implicit cost. If you add the explicit and implicit cost, you will get the economic cost. Do you understand, girls? So it should be the relevant to calculate the normal profit. So economic cost is equal to explicit cost plus implicit cost. And the next one is social cost. It is nothing but the total cost borne by the society while we are doing the production. That is, Alfred Marshall says, as he studied in the real cost, the efforts and the sacrifices that is undergone by various members of the society is helped to produce a commodity, isn't it? Not only the machineries or the capital, but the effort, the sacrifices of so many members is reason for the production of a commodity. ஒரு பொருள் உற்பத்தி ஆகணும் அப்படின்னா நிறைய பேருடைய உழைப்பு இருக்கணும் அதில் இல்லையா? தியாகங்களும் உழைப்பும் சேர்ந்தாதான் ஒரு பொருளை உருவாக்க முடியும். ஸோ the social cost, it is not borne by the society. இது வந்து அதால வரக்கூடியது இல்லை, but it is incurred by the society. What do you mean by this? By others in the society, incurred by others in the society. It is not borne by, but it is incurred. That is, as we studied the environmental, while we are studying, there are heavy industries, large scale industries, isn't it? They, while they are producing goods, at the same time they also produce the pollution, air pollution and water pollution. So the cost, they are producing goods, they are selling the goods, they are earning the profit, but what can we, the impact, correct word is impact. While they are producing some goods, they are lending out something harmful to the society, which is incurred by others in the society, isn't it? Because of the water pollution, we are meeting a doctor. Because of air pollution, so many people are unhealthy. They are spending money. Even to purify the water, we are spending money. So, the cost is not incurred by the large business people, but it is incurred by the others in the society. That is social cost. They are doing business by letting out the harmful things. Some impacts are happened in the society that is incurred by the people of the society. That is called a social cost. Do you understand, girls? So the damages of an area is cost of the society. So these costs are called social cost. And the next one is opportunity cost. வாய்ப்பு செலவு, opportunity cost. Opportunity cost. What do you mean by opportunity cost? In instead of spending this, I'll go for the next best option. That is opportunity. The alternative is called opportunity. Substitute is called opportunity. That is the cost of the next best alternatives. Next best alternative is called opportunity. I'll give you an example, then you will understand me. Please. A farmer is cultivating paddy. Then he cultivated sugarcane. So in his land, both are possible. So at one point of time, instead of cultivating the paddy, he is going for cultivating the sugarcane. So he is giving up paddy. இதுக்கு பதிலா இதை யூஸ் பண்றதுனால வரக்கூடிய செலவு. That is opportunity cost. I'll give you an example in your method. You want to get good marks. You are sitting and studying at home. At that time, your friend has come. She called you to go for a movie. So what will you do? Instead of studying, you are going for a movie. If you go for a movie, you are giving up studying. By giving up the studying, you are going to lose marks. That is opportunity cost. So, by using the next best alternative, he has to give up something. So, if he cultivates the paddy, the opportunity cost of the paddy output is the amount of the sugarcane output should be given up, isn't it? So, opportunity cost is also called as alternative cost or transfer cost. Transfer cost or opportunity cost. So, giving up the next best alternative, that is opportunity cost. The next one is sunk cost. That is a cost incurred in the past cannot be required in future. மூழ்கி போனதுன்னு அர்த்தம். Sunk.